ago, Jim, the fighter who could give better than he could take, Vladimir Klitschko, was beaten by the fighter who could take better than he could give, Lamont Brewster. You wonder if we might get a similar scenario here. In this scenario, Vitali Klitschko is thought to be able to take, and Corrie Sanders is the one who can give.
And you talked about Sanders' generous tummy and loose chest, both now visible in the ring, particularly in contrast to the statuesque Vitali, who is mostly muscle out there. Sanders' body and the nature of his muscles, great for golf. Not all that bad for boxing if what you want is speed. And there's the first left hand up the pipe for Corrie Sanders. Let's see if Vitali comes back with a straight right hand down the middle.
Sanders is looking to counterpunch, trying to lure Klitschko into throwing something.
Reaching across the top with the left. Klitschko coming back with a left of his own. Sanders hasn't landed anything solid so far. Vitali Klitschko going after Sanders a little bit more aggressively now with the jab.
Nice right hand to the body by Klitschko. The ample body of Corrie Sanders.
Sanders in a corner. Doesn't look nearly at ease in there to the degree that he did a year ago in Germany against Vladimir Klitschko. Maybe already he feels like this is a different thing, but Sanders lands a left and now lands a quick right over the top.
Already you can see the difference between the Klitschkos and how Vitali is more defensive when Sanders goes on the offensive.
Vitali Klitschko landed two stiff jabs, stopped Sanders as he wanted to approach. Now a right hand across the top from Sanders as he traded with, or I check it from Vitali, as he traded with Sanders and had the longer punch. Vitali able to tie Sanders up as he gets inside trying to throw a quick left.
There you saw Klitschko blocking the left with his right.
Most of Sanders' knockouts come from the left hand, although he did knock out one man a few years ago with a right uppercut. There's a big left hand from Sanders, and Vitali Klitschko took it pretty well and comes back with a right of his own. Takes another left. The thunder has begun with a minute to go in round one. Now the landed punches mean something.
I got you. Step back.
Vitali trying to hook, thin jab, now lands a straight right hand up the middle and backs Sanders up. First round much kinder to Vitali Klitschko against Corrie Sanders than was the case last year for younger brother. Hard left hand, staggers Vitali. Vitali Klitschko staggered by Sanders left. Vitali trying to hold on as Sanders tries to follow up. 10 seconds to go in the round. And it's not going to be called a knockdown.
That short, hard left hand by Sanders. There's nothing like it in boxing. Here it is late in the round as Sanders is deliberately trying to bait Klitschko in and succeeds in setting that trap, landing that short, hard left hand. From another angle, same punch.
Klitschko seemed just about to decide that Sanders didn't have much tonight and that he might go after him a little bit when he was abruptly met with the left hand. Most of the offense in the first round scored by Vitali. He was 15 out of 33 punches by CompuBox for 45%. Sanders threw 52 punches, landed only 15, but landed more power connects. Vitali worked behind the jab, which Corrie basically didn't bother with. right hand attempt by Vitali Klitschko. That Sanders left failed to make clean contact. Vitali just dodging the straight left that time. Squared up against the ropes, lands a right hand, and now grabs Sanders around the shoulder. Big miss by Sanders, couple of little taps by Vitali.
The way Sanders is already breathing hard, he's counting on catching Klitschko in the first third of the fight, if not the first half.
Sanders is either already tired or playing possum, one of the two. He's walking flat-footed, showing little energy. And we're only midway through round two. Body shot by Vitali Klitschko. Sanders standing as though he's sizing up a 5-iron to the green. But he could be getting ready to lash out with one of those. Body shots by Sanders, backing Vitali off. Vitali goes back after it. 2 jabs and a right hand. Klitschko seems to have judged that Sanders is tired. Straight right hand by Vitali Klitschko.
Folks, this is heavyweight boxing. 2 whales wailing away at each other.
There's a little mouse under the right eye of Sanders already. Perhaps from Klitschko's jab. And a straight right hand lands flush for Vitali. The right hand straight was the best punch of the fight so far for Vitali Klitschko. Out here, the reach advantage comes into play. And the right hand lands again. Straight right hand again for Klitschko. Sanders not doing much in round 2. Seemingly low on energy.
Just waiting for the home run. He seems everything that he is doing depends on one punch.
And Sanders having to reach a little farther now to try to get in a big shot. That diminishes the power. Crowd is up. Again, they've been on their feet after both of the first 2 rounds. They like what they're getting for the money.
Hey, druk er slik nie, man.
Die Arme umreihen und drauflegen. Ihn verdrücken, ja? Hier.
If you can speak German, you may understand what trainer Fritz Zedinek is saying to Vitali Klitschko. You also see younger brother Vladimir offering his own advice through the ropes from an angle. Vladimir may be relaying advice from Emmanuel Stewart, who's sitting with him and offering observations. In round 2, Klitschko with an 18-6 edge and connects according to CompuBox. Sanders slowed down precipitously in the second round. Sanders looks like the journeyman Corrie Sanders, who was supposed to have been a perfunctory opponent for Vladimir Klitschko last year in Hanover, Germany.
But already we've seen how Vitali Klitschko is a more resourceful fighter than his young brother. He has a sense of when to hold him and when to fold him.
He doesn't throw 70 punches around. He doesn't go in there and sell out his 6'7" body the way his brother has a tendency to do.
Yeah, he fights at a more appropriate pace for a giant man.
People used to be frustrated with Lennox Lewis's relatively cautious style sometimes. But Lewis knew that at 6'5" and 250 pounds, he couldn't go in and unload every weapon in his repertoire. Vitali fights more like that. Sanders looks dead tired. His arms are at his waist. as Klitschko looks for a chance to land something big. There's the hard left hand by Sanders.
Followed by 2 more.
3 of them right in a row. 2 of them connected, and Vitali felt them. And now Vitali gets in a good straight right hand and steps away as Sanders flailed at the ropes. Round 3 of the scheduled 12. Nobody expects this to go 12. Big left hand from Sanders. Stuns Vitali. Klitschko backing up in trouble. Gets in again. Last minute of the 3rd round, Vitali Klitschko starts to hold on. There's a mouse under Vitali's left eye. Slugfest in the center of the ring. Can Sanders land another big one? Hard right hand by Vitali Klitschko. Another one. Sanders takes them both pretty well. 3rd straight right hand by Vitali, and he steps away before Sanders can set the left. 2 more. Sanders misses with the big left. Vitali pounds him twice with the right hand. And some lefts. Big right hand by Klitschko.
Whoa! This is one of the best heavyweight rounds we have seen in years.
And they're on their feet again at Staples Center.
Vitali, don't be sleepy. Use your left hook more. You also have to use the right, and you're on the right track. Keep on going like that.
Sanders waiting all round to throw one burst, try to end the fight. The punch did not land square. You can see Klitschko backing up, taking his measure and coming back with straight rights and lefts. This is going to come down to conditioning and will if it keeps up for another round or 2.
We go to the 4th. Harold, how do you have it scored through the first 3?
Okay, Jim. 2 rounds to 1. 29-28. Vitali Klitschko. The first round you had to give to Corrie Sanders. He staggered Vitali. Looked real good. He seems to fight a lot better, Jim, when he's coming forward. A lot of southpaws are like that. When they're moving forward, they're a lot better. Vitali backed them up in rounds 2 and 3. Certainly landed the harder shots.
And CompuBox numbers are beginning to reflect the far higher level of activity for Vitali Klitschko as Sanders is clearly out there trying to land the one big shot.
And Vitali going to the body as he sees an opponent in front of him who doesn't look like he can go a hard 12 rounds.
Incidentally, the subject of the name, and I'm the one who should tackle this because I've been all over the ballpark. It started out as Vitali. Then they told us to use Vitali. It turns out Vitali was a marketing ploy in Germany, where Germans, because of their language predilection, have difficulty saying Vitali. So it became Vitali. And at one point we were told to say Vitali. Now he lives in America. He's back to being Vitali. Vitali is what he was as a boy. Vitali is what we'll call him from now on. Action slowing. Crowd booing, no doubt asking Sanders to trade a little more. Klitschko stalking and stalking.
I've counted 4 or 5 good body punches by Klitschko in this round.
Larry, Corrie Sanders insists that in the 13 months since he fought Vladimir Klitschko, he was in the gym 3 hours a day most of the time. But that's not the same as getting ready to fight a prize fight.
Yeah, and let's remember, he is 38 years old. He's been largely inactive. He was a tremendous athlete as a boy. He tells us he ran an 11-second 100 meters, golfer, etc. He depends a lot on his natural ability rather than biting down and getting 100% of himself.
Ran out of gas against Hasim Rahman in a fight in 1999 in which he nearly knocked Rahman through the ropes. It was another situation in which his power was dominant early, but then he ran into the fatigue problem. And at that point, Sanders acknowledges, he says, you know, I thought it was over for me. Then 11 American heavyweights turned down the chance to go to Germany to fight Vladimir. And Sanders was finally the one who said yes for 125 grand. Best deal he ever made. Corrie Sanders didn't do much in the 4th round. Vitali Klitschko didn't do much, waiting for Corrie to do something. Each Friday night, it's on the record with Bob Costas among next week's guests, CSI's William Peterson. May 8th, World Championship Boxing featherweight title holder Juan Manuel Marquez versus Barrera beater Manny Pacquiao. May 15th, HBO pay-per-view Roy Jones against Antonio Tarver. Their first fight was the toughest of Roy's career. And May 22, Floyd Mayweather moves up to 140 pounds to take on DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley. The former heavyweight champion of the world who stepped away. Crowd here responding to the picture of Lennox on the Jumbotron. Many of those who are booing are those who rooted for Vitali Klitschko against him in here last year. In the 4th round, by CompuBox numbers, Corrie Sanders only threw 12 punches. That's the equivalent of barely showing up.
Well, maybe he's trying to refuel and just took the round off.
If Sanders isn't going to experience something like a second wind, it appears that Vitali Klitschko could walk home from here if he can simply avoid Corrie's big left hand. That's not what anybody wants to see. There's a big right hand by Vitali. And more, as his left eye swells, it looks as though Vitali Klitschko will try to go for a finish. Many believe that the left eye, so badly ripped open by Lennox Lewis, would break open at first contact here. That hasn't happened. Good left hook around the guard. It's starting to look a little like a bad sparring session, although the danger is always there as long as Sanders can throw the left.
It's a one-shot strategy he seems to be following now. He's not even making a pretense at trying to win rounds.
Big swing by Sanders, misses big. Vitali Klitschko's confidence is growing as he watches what's in front of him. Power shots by Vitali. Sanders better land something soon.
We'll give this to Sanders. He's taken some stiff shots on his whiskers, and he keeps working forward right here. Bloody-nosed as he is.
Blood trickling from the left nostril of Sanders. Now Sanders manages to maneuver Vitali into a corner, but Klitschko punches his way out. Straight right hand lands. Sanders is able to get in a right hook. It's the left hand Vitali has to worry about. Big right hand lands for Klitschko.
Sanders is hurt.
He wobbled on that one. Vitali's trying to put his man down. Sanders wobbles with 10 seconds left in the round. Referee watching closely. Looks like Corrie's going to make it out of the round, but none the better for wear. Big shots down the stretch. Blood streaming from both Sanders' nostrils. Vitali Klitschko closing in on the heavyweight title here.
Keep on going with your left hook and then use your right. You are right on track. You have him right now.
Ja.
Just be careful when he's coming with his left, but otherwise it looks very good.
Fighting resourcefully, showing discipline. When the opportunities present themselves, Klitschko goes for it.
Round 5 was a withering round for Corrie Sanders. Vitali Klitschko, by CompuBox numbers, landing 38 out of 57 punches. That's 67%. Corrie Sanders, by CompuBox numbers, landed 1 out of 16. So it was a huge round for Klitschko. And it'll be interesting to see if Harold Letterman scored at 10-8.
I scored at 10-8.
Round 6 of a scheduled 12. What does Sanders have left? Vitali Klitschko going mostly with the right hand to try to seal the deal here, but the big left hook lands there across the ropes.
When a man can punch like Sanders, he always holds out hope. And that keeps him going and taking such fire. We saw George Foreman do that in the late stages of his career. He would take awesome punishment because he believed that if he can get to his opponent, he could change the fight.
Sanders gets in a left as Vitali Klitschko, getting offensive, opened himself up. Corrie Sanders re-energized for a moment after getting in that left. Vitali's trying to stem the tide with his right hand. Puts him straight. Oh, big left hand knocks Vitali back. What a comeback it would be for Sanders if he came back and won the fight after what happened in the last round. A bloody Corrie Sanders trying to close in and finish Vitali Klitschko. May not get another chance.
Both bloody now, Jim.
But the blood is not coming from Klitschko's left eye. It's coming from his mouth.
Correct.
Sanders gets in another left. But Vitali handled that one pretty well. Manages to slip that left hand. Big right hand by Klitschko. Sanders still coming. Boy, Corrie Sanders has a beard. He took a giant shot right there, right on the button. Another one. And another one. Neither of those landed as cleanly as the first. Big left hand swing by Sanders, and Klitschko gets in a couple more. How much longer can Corrie Sanders take those right hand bombs? This is the round in which Vitali's spirited bid against Lennox came to an end. He's managed to come back in this round from having taken a big left-hand shot in the first minute. And it's Klitschko dominating again as the round comes to a close.
You think any of the other heavyweight titleists can evoke these kinds of cheers?
No. Nicht Abschlagabtausch gehen. Bewege dich raus zur Seite, okay? Links raus und in die rechte hochziehen. Nicht mitgehen. Nicht den Schlagabtausch suchen. Wenn er ist, oben drin sein Sicherheit. How you doing, Corrie?
Sanders got something going a little early in this round, but he really didn't have the energy to follow up on it because Klitschko was smart enough to go on the defensive and pull himself together so he could land punches like that.
Once again, the CompuBox numbers one-sided. Klitschko landing 37 out of 63, 59%, 29 of them power shots. Sanders has taken some very big stuff. He landed 8 out of 37, but one of them was that left-hand shot. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim. 5 rounds to 1, 59-55, Vitali Klitschko. Jim, tactically, he's fighting a very, absolutely beautiful fight. Corrie Sanders tips off when he's going to throw that left hand by coming forward. Vitali Klitschko just circles to the left when he knows Corrie's going to throw the left, so that Corrie Sanders has to reach, and he can't hit him. He can't hit Vitali. Vitali murdering him with that jab.
Good left-hand counter by Klitschko off the right hook by Corrie Sanders. And he showed a little quickness with that. Klitschko dropping his left hand. He may be tiring now a little bit also. Seemingly not nearly as tired as Corrie Sanders, who has fought only in bursts. Crowd is chanting, Vitali, Vitali, Vitali. Now the South Africans come back chanting Corrie, Corrie, Corrie.
The Ukrainian and the South African fighting in Los Angeles.
Of course. They trade big shots again, but it looks as though Sanders might be running out of a little steam with those punches. That time he landed a left hand, and it didn't bother Vitali at all. Jab. Another left hand try by Sanders, partially blocked by Vitali Klitschko. Hard right hand to the body. Vitali Klitschko just trying to stay out of the way and land enough combinations to wear this man down.
Relatively few clinches in this fight.
I got you. Step back.
Technique is fading. You got a little bit more of a brawl now. Vitali shows you a little variety as he goes upstairs, then back to the body. Sanders tries two more big sweeps.
I don't recall Sanders throwing a meaningful body punch in this fight.
Swell. Okay, the doctor's just going to look at him. All right. Okay.
He's fine.
Je moet hem gleich vangen, boy.
That's great, Vitali. Be still patient. Be careful. Don't get into much counter punching. You will do it. Trust yourself.
You know, we've always kind of thought of Corrie Sanders as a gentleman fighter, Jim, who comes out once a year, fights, goes back to his farm, goes back to his golfing, but he has shown us that there is a warrior inside him as well.
No quitting, Corrie Sanders. He still has that big left-hand chance to win the fight. Left hook by Klitschko lands. Sanders just walks away, gathers himself, tries to wait to throw one more big punch. First couple of rounds were scintillating. Action has slowed recently. They bump heads against the ropes as Klitschko lands another big right hand to the body. Corrie Sanders is having to walk through a lot of stuff here to try to get close to throw something. And he misses wildly with another big left. And now these lefts are not straight lefts, but roundhouses. And just as I say that, he lands a thudding straight left.
Step back.
Now he throws the right. For the first time in the fight, it seems Sanders has thrown a couple of meaningful right hands.
And they're trading big time again. Just when I said the action had slowed, now they're trading power shots. Vitali landed a right, Sanders landed another left. Straight right hand stops Sanders in his tracks. Left hook lands, right hand lands. What a show of courage by Corrie Sanders as he takes shot after shot with blood streaming down his face.
Just a brawl, a heavyweight brawl.
Good, quick left hook by Vitali. Sanders can't get off a punch. Sanders flailing like a drunken sailor there.
He's ready to go, Jim.
And Vitali Klitschko is going to try to finish it right here. Unbelievable show of courage by Corrie Sanders.
What keeps him up? That's it.
Finally, the referee rescues Sanders, and Vitali Klitschko stakes his claim.
That, folks, once again, was heavyweight boxing.
So far in his career, Vitali Klitschko has fought 13 time capsule rounds of heavyweight boxing in Staples Center here in Los Angeles. For a guy who wanted to move from Ukraine to LA, he's done it in style. And this crowd, for the moment, has chosen its champion. Here's another look at the closing action. Finally, in the 8th round, Corrie Sanders' left hand was no longer really rocking Vitali Klitschko. And as Klitschko realized that Sanders had completely run out of gas, he cornered him against the ropes and began systematically to break him up. And at that point, California referee Jon Schorle stepped in and said, enough. I'm not going to let him keep hitting you at will. So it's a TKO victory and a heavyweight title belt, and maybe something even much bigger than that for Vitali Klitschko. And here's Michael Buffer with the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight here at Staples Center, 17,320 fans came to see a world heavyweight title contest, and they saw a great one. Before we go to the official time, a round of applause for this gentleman from South Africa who refused to quit, Corrie Sanders. Referee Jon Schorle steps in and calls a halt to the contest at 2 minutes and 46 seconds of round number 8. The winner by knockout victory, and now the WBC heavyweight